Oh yes, my people, this is Smartokosonhistorytv show. Welcome. Today we are going to give the latest update concerning what is going on in Biafra land and within. Today is another special update. Please, as you are about to watch this video, like, subscribe, and click the notification button for more of our video coming up. And thank you for watching. Stay tuned.
I am calling on the Nigerian government to immediately release Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, who has been detained under circumstances that raise questions of fairness, human rights, and basic justice. Nnamdi Kanu's detention has gone on far too long, and it's time for the Nigerian government to respect the principles of freedom and the rule of law. I have watched this situation closely, and I have seen how it has stirred deep pain, anger, and frustration among many Nigerians who feel that their rights and voices are being suppressed. Now, let me be very clear. If Mr. Kanu is not released by November 31st, 2024, my administration will begin the process of withdrawing medical. Let me be very clear. If Mr. Kanu is not released by November 31st, 2024, my administration will begin the process of withdrawing medical, financial, and humanitarian aid that we provide to Nigeria. The United States stands for justice and democracy, and we expect our allies to uphold these same values. In addition, if Nigeria does not take this step, I will meet with other world leaders to discuss further actions, including sanctions against Nigeria. The world must not stand idle while the rights of individuals are trampled. This is not a message of hostility, it's a message of hope, fairness, and accountability. We want to see Nigeria flourish as a nation, and I believe that respecting justice and human rights is key to a prosperous future for all Nigerians. Thank you, and God bless America.
This is a shocking announcement that Donald Trump is going to fully recognize the people of Biafra. This was called the United States of Biafra. And I see Donald Trump begin to recognize Biafra and make it official that these people are up to be a country of their own. And I begin to look at the realms of the spirit. I begin to ask myself questions. What's the meaning of this and what's going on? Is it that the American people do not know what's going on here? Is it what Nigeria has accepted, or what is that? And we're saying this is called Donald Trump in the realm of the spirit now, right there in America, and the time comes and the Donald Trump now recognize and also what's called this called state of Biafra.
I understand someone like Nnamdi Kanu have been in castration of DSS for some years now, but if I think Nnamdi Kanu should be privy to this position of Anglo Abdullahi, what do you think will be running through his mind now?
No, the reality is staring them on the face because whatever they projected didn't go that way. You know, they are now Muslim. Let them Muslim themselves at the end of the day. Go to Saudi Arabia, Muslim themselves there. There's no problem. They forgot that this country we are talking about today is a secular. You don't have any business going to Arabs. To do what? What are you going to there to do?
But when he went there, I mean, this presence in the Jama Bola Tinubu, is he not? Did he not represent you? Is he not?
Is it? Am I sharing my opinion with you?
What I'm saying is, he went there to represent Nigeria.
No, bro, he went there in connection of the agenda they are projecting. How can somebody like how can somebody, one of their spokesperson from the north, Jihad is there from the north, is saying that the southwest is not their problem? Do you know what it means? Oh, you don't know what it means?
That southwest is not their problem?
Yes, it's not their problem. So what are you talking about? Let them continue to project the
where do you get information that someone is saying that southwest is not their problem?
Go and find out. It's not a matter of where do I get the information. You understand? The information is there for everybody to feast, to look into. How would you justify that? It's a very clear thing now. Let them continue to bring arms, raise 1,000 military, Boko Haram, from the one from Niger. They are busy right under the nose of Sultan of Sokoto. It's happening in Zamfara. Everybody is protesting. What are they looking for?
No, before they could be saying southwest is not their problem, it's maybe because in southwest you have a good number of Muslims, and in the southeast you hardly find any Muslim.
Yes, they've already said it very clearly now. Biafra is trouble for them.
What I'm saying, in the southeast you hardly find any Muslim. But remember that your brother recently, Tochukwu, is now the chief imam of Abuja Central Mosque.
Is that one irrelevant? You're asking a relevant question. that what Tochukwu is not insignificant, whatever you call him, very 100% insignificant to the quest of, well, we're not running that kind of this thing. We have people who go and cut your hand, cut your head because you made a mistake. Let them run it now. So don't use Tochukwu, whatever they call him, you understand, as a factor in this issue. It does not come. It does not, there's no synergy at all.
Now let me ask you, in fairness to the Southwesterners here in Nigeria, we have a good number of Christians in the Southwest. Of course, we can see that evident in even some Jews.
It does not tell anything.
Churches.
If you have read histories of the world countries, it does not mean whether you have good number of Christians. It does not matter. I have seen a nation, a complete Christian nation, fell into Islamization. What are you talking about? That is who they are. There's no how you take it away from them. As simple as that. They are representing who they are. That's what they are.
Is this assessment fair to Christians in the southwestern part of the country?
You don't understand what I mean by being fair. What do you mean by being fair? I'm telling you that it does not take anything. By the time they withdraw this thing, bros, anybody currently now, as long as it is where a particular family have, if they are 5, 3 or 2 is Muslim. What does that mean? What does that tell you? In every family, there are alternative communities, states that are purely Muslim in the West. So how are you going to do that?
They cannot take away the fact that we have a good number of Christians in the West.
The umbrella of it is that they will fall in that category. But it's not like that, because they've already said it with their mouth that Biafra is trouble, and they know that Biafra is trouble.
It's like Biafra resilience is a major headache for some power block.
It has always been. It has always been like that before now. You understand, because of the spread. You can't ridicule an Igbo man this time around. You can't throw anything at Igbo man and you survive with it. We have to look into it. So what you are seeing now is a deliberate attempt, to disguise in another form and say, come. When Jonathan did the renegotiation of Nigeria, after they knew, did they talk? Didn't you see the Northerners walking away? They are sensing something. There's something they are sensing, but they'll continue to sense it for themselves. As simple as that. There's something they are sensing. It's no longer business as usual. If there's any form of love that's going to come from the eastern part of the country, bros, that one now is don't die.
Okay, let me ask you this question directly. If there were to be a table available for conversation around Nigerian issue, and you are made a delegate to represent the Biafran interest, what would be your
I will talk for 3 hours or 4 hours, and nobody should challenge me, because see, the whole thing is already bottled up. Everything that has to do with the enmity, the corruption, the build-up, the gang-up, the marginalization has taken over 60 years. Okay, let me say Biafra war 50 years or 54 years now, and nothing is being done. So what are we going there to negotiate? It has continued.
What will be your position?
My position is disintegration. What is the meaning of it? This is separate. Oh, haven't we given Nigeria enough opportunity? I don't know what you mean by Arab. I'm not an Arab.
That's the outside way of saying separate.
I'm not interested.
That's the outside way of saying divide.
I don't know. I don't want to know. Their own division is their own business. That Arab might mean another thing among them. You understand? So I don't know what is happening there. I don't know what they mean by Arab. But what I'm saying is this: at this point, if I have the opportunity, I will project and advocate, for total disintegration of Nigeria. Nigeria is not a country, and it's a fraudulent entity because of the crude oil. It looks as if, if you see the way and manner they are playing it, it suits them. They want to see women suffer and die in penury. It makes them happy. All this we are seeing.
But how many Igbos doing well in Nigeria currently? Even in the oil and gas sector, in every other, even in the bank industry.
About, commercialization. We are talking about, industrialization. We are talking about invention. We are talking about being industrious. We are talking about how skillful are you? You are talking about a good number of. How many of them are allotees? Can you mention an Igbo man? Come out today and say this particular Igbo man is an allotee. He has 5 oil wells. Mention the person. Mention one. When they finish with the other, because I told them one now. Igbo man always want to engage himself in dangerous, adventurous movement. How many of them will go to the sea? They will sit in the office and those who play the game on the street understand it that those are the people who transform, who create economy, not those who sit on the AC and on AC. AC will be blowing them. They will cross their leg. How do they know what is happening please, I understand this very well when the late Aton Zeribe interpreted the situation in Aso, how things are being manipulated in Aso. They cannot share their woman ingenuity with the way and manner they portray themselves before in all ramification. It's not possible.
I think I must say very thank you for your time. If you permit me, this is a good place to let it go. Thank you very much, Mr. Chido Michael. I'm Matthew and this is Satellite Media. Okay, now let's look at the angle the Samarepa is coming from. That Donald Trump's victory is freedom for democracy. That freedom doesn't extend to Biafra.
There's nothing that he has written series of letters. The one he just delivered one now. And he has also delivered about 3. All the whole Scandinavian countries, including Norway and Finland, Sweden, name them. Everybody is set. For the event that is going to take place in Lahi in Finland. So and there's massive security. There's build up. There's a network. Going on. The American government has been notified. The Speaker of the whole world. I'm talking about Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the United States of America, has also been notified, and they were also handed over, given the Biafran Charter. So Samarepa is very careful at this moment now because nothing is going to stop that gathering in Finland. And the intelligence that we are trying to feast on coming from Aso Rock is nothing to write home about. I think the government at this point in time is already warming up for eventuality. Anything can happen at this moment. Let it not come to them as a surprise, but they should also prepare because the man you are seeing here, Donald Trump, is unpredictable. Look at he has reconciled with Putin of Russia. They have exchanged pleasantries, and he's extending it to Middle East. Of course, that's the fact, and he has already taken a position. So when he talks about bringing peace to the world, anything that will bring peace to any nationality, to any region, to any country, of course, Donald Trump is going to uphold that. And the only way to bring peace in Nigeria is to disintegrate Nigeria and allow the Prince of Africa to rise. Of course, the 4th Jewish black nation in the world. Another factor, that will make the United Nations and the America to look into is that there has been mushrooms of military Islamic sects in the north. They are rising everywhere, taking over territories, occupying everywhere, even while the governors and the leaders of that region watch with that. Imagine a sect Lakuwa, what do they call it? Taking over Sokoto, where we have the caliphate. Is it not something signaling, telling you that the end of the entity called amalgamation has come?
Okay, I want to ask you about the charter being handed over to the Trump campaign organization by Samarepa. Of what significance is it to their transition of Biafra?
To tell you very clearly, you'll be surprised that the whole world, the whole Americans, celebrated the publication that ran through the Washington territory, New York, name them, most, Pennsylvania, different states in America. All we are having Biafran stories as headline in their newspaper, all over America. The publication, it was as if Kamala Harris and Donald Trump actually ordered, the significance of what is to come, and it's going to come from there. So when you see such thing playing out in the seat of power, all the camps of Donald Trump, all the camps of Kamala Harris, they were all seen with that publication from the Washington Independent. You can go and check your record if you find out yourself. They were carrying it, even in their gathering, they were carrying it because, they has it that, momentum is gathering momentum, is gathering global support, is gathering world-class leaders abide and showing solidarity in the restoration. Because, you see, Nnamdi Kanu has placed a standard, have opened a kind of legacy that Simon Ekpa is now leveraging on. And on the issue of Biafran Charter, what do they mean by Biafran Charter, which they have actually endorsed? If you look at the document that was handed over to about 70% of the congressmen in America, as I'm talking to you now, you've discovered that in that document, it has a lot of things that will surprise anybody in Africa, including Nigerian leaders. One, the Biafran territory, the maritime sector, the airspace settled. Then bilaterals, diplomatic relationship with nations. That is fourth. How Biafran government will run in synergy with human rights. Four, all the nations of the world have every right to live in Biafra peacefully. That is so many of them, and at the end of the day, what they are actually pointing at is that Biafra is going to be a nation that every Christian in the world, whether you are a Muslim or not, will be proud of, because it's going to be the beginning of the rise of the black man. Black man have actually lost it anyway, but the restoration of black man is linked to the rise of Biafra as a nation, and that is what is gradually playing out. Bros, Nigeria at this point, is still struggling with identity. Nigeria has no identity if you look at it properly. The only identity Nigeria have is corruption, stealing, marginalization, injustice, gang up. That's the only trademark that people that the world knows. Forget the romance. You can't. The same Trump. That some time ago, Bayo Ononuga was even mocking Trump. He said Nigerian version of Trump is P2B. But can they say it today to tell you how they behave? Because Trump has won that. You see, congratulate Trump. The man you are talking about have data, have information of what transpired during his last election before now, the position of the Easterners, and he tweeted something, and hopefully the world is going to experience another rise of the newest nation called Biafra.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chinedu. This is Sadla Media and Mr. Martin. Thank you very much.
Thanks for tuning in to Smartokosonhistorytv TV show. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to keep the intellect flowing.